I have told you here, and I know you did not listen, how to invest. But I'm going somewhere today. That's not actually how to invest. That as soon as resources come to your hand, it is handed over to God 100%. I didn't say you give it in the church. Your heart releases it to God. If your heart releases it to God, it will be very easy if God asks you to give it to him. After your heart releases it to God, you now take 10% with the offering. That is generously give. 10%, you know what it is. But don't be mathematical about it. Don't be mathematical about 10%. Somebody gave me this today. As the person gave it to me, sometimes money will be in my pocket or in my bag for 3 weeks. Asking the Lord, what do you want it for? Many of the times, more than 80% of the time, it is giving only back to God like that. Do I need it? Yes. Nothing given to God has left me. It multiplies back to me. That's what the trick a lot of people don't understand. So you give the tithe, you pay the tithe, you give the offering. Don't ever forget that one. But don't give tithe, don't pay tithe and give offering without the whole of the thing, first of all, being handed over to God. It comes from God, it is his. It is not yours. Don't ever say my money. You may never be rich God's way. That was what happened to the young rich ruler. For he had so much possession. He didn't have so much possession. Possession had him. He didn't have riches. Riches had him. The question I was asking my wife one morning, I said, that guy now, where are those riches now? Where is the guy now? In hell, most probably. Where are the riches now? The whole Israel of that time has been changed. They have taken it over. Maybe where he had possession now is now a desert. The things of this world are transient. They are ephemeral. Things only have value when they are yielded and used for God. Yielded. Don't just use it. Yielded. When they are yielded and used for God. I am repeating. When they are yielded and used for God. Things only have value when they are yielded and used for God. So the tithe, don't ever forget your tithe enough. Don't let anybody chase you after it. Don't ever forget. Whether you attend a church where the church is $1 billion church, it's not church you give money to. If you give it to church, you will complain against them. Say, with all the money that I've been giving to church, they don't take care of me. No, I've never given money to your church. One day God told me, don't ever keep your eyes on the people you are doing good to. If you do good to them, it is gone. If it is God you do good to. How many of you know Jesus stopped 10 lepers, healed them, only a stranger returned? I was telling my wife one day, I said, people don't return with thanksgiving. The person you kill yourself on the most is the one that will disdain you the most. How many of you know people who live in your house the most, that are close to you, eat your food, do everything? They are the one who say, I don't really like what it does to me. Because you see, human nature doesn't have a way of appreciating what they have taken for granted. Ansa and Ebenezer live with me. We do so much good for them. We went to Kide for little women. They say, we want to be going to Kide. There is no rule. We like them there. One moment, if you see how much I do for this guy, but it's the human nature. The more good you do for somebody, the more you are likely to be taken for granted. The only thing that will not discourage you is that anything you do unto the Lord. Don't do unto man. You may be in trouble. Because most time it is strangers that come to help, not the people you have helped. It doesn't work that way. So when you are trying to help anybody, make sure it is done unto the Lord. When you are giving tithe and offering, don't give it to a church. Give it to God. Somebody says, so that means I'll go and give it on the street. It's up to you. You take it. As you give it, don't let your eyes be going about what do they do with it, what do they not do with it. Just, I've offered it unto God. Anna did not come back to whether Eli was dealing well with Samuel or not. There was no checkup done. Samuel has been handed over and handed over. See, he's almost an unbeliever now because he's married to an unbeliever. One lady that we used to have in the church, and then she will come. He said, one day we were in the night vigil. She said, this is my tithe, about 25 euro that time. This is my tithe. Go and buy a heater for us in this church right now. She's also this girl that say, you need Judas in your life. And put it down in the presence of, I'm looking at her like this. We live in the same estate but married to an unbeliever. I don't even know her house. This was an important girl in the church at that time. When she was talking, we couldn't talk. Even though my own tithe that was not working was more than a tithe, my tithe that time was 75 euro. And I only was earning about 180 from government. Our own tithe with work was 25 euro, but I wouldn't tell her. If I'm not thick anywhere, I am thick in the presence of, in investment to God, I am thick. And I don't give it to church, it's given to God. Don't ever forget this in your brain. The finances are yielded to God. You pay your tithe, you give your offering. You take the rest immediately to the bank. Before you now come back to say, what is my need? What is the need of others? Number 5 is now investment. That's the way. But God, don't go and just take it to bank without saying, God, it belongs. Even if it is paid to your account, don't touch it. Lord, it is yielded to you. Mean it. Don't plan on what is somebody else. The resources that enter to your hand belong to. I'm talking to people who want to prosper God's way. Please give him something. Who want to prosper God's way? Are you listening to what I'm saying? That is commitment from man to God. But where I'm going today, I hope you have heard well about giving. Giving is the middle point of the 3 points to really develop economic